The Force Unleashed is a game that I replay every single year. There's so much to love, and to me is still canon in the Star Wars universe, or at least my personal headcanon. But something I'm kinda tired of hearing is that people complain about how OP StarKiller is. I mean, he was trained by Darth Vader himself. StarKiller had more time training with Vader than Luke had with Yoda, and the year he spent training on his own leading up to Return of the Jedi combined. Yeah, it's crazy of how ridiculously powerful StarKiller is, even being able to stand toe-to-toe against Vader and being able to win, but did he really win? Did he really defeat a full-powered Darth Vader? Like Vader at his 100% best? Because Sam Witwer says no. Sam Witwer actually talks about the cancelled Force Unleashed 3 while talking with IGN during their Empire Strikes Back watch party. And without giving spoilers, Sam Witwer explains that in the third game, StarKiller discovers a horrifying truth about Vader.
I know that the intention that we had was, because at the end of Force Unleashed, he cuts off Vader's hand and captures him and stuff like that. I'm not comfortable sharing everything that we discussed, but the idea was that that was the biggest mistake ever, and that Vader, like he was toying with Luke, that the Force Unleashed 1 and 2 games were all about Vader toying with StarKiller, and at some point there would be a confrontation where StarKiller's fighting Vader, and everything that worked before is not working now. He's like, but I cut off your hand. He's like, that wasn't my hand. I have no hand. And, and StarKiller's fighting, and StarKiller says, how are you doing this? And Vader answers simply with whatever the first line in the original Star Wars script was, which was, I believe it was, I am Lord Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith.
This is actually backed up when you play The Force Unleashed and you decide to go with the bad ending and you fight Vader a second time when he's all broken and his face is exposed. Somehow this second time is even harder. When you start fighting him, whenever he picks you up using the Force, and you have to constantly press B in order to break his hold of you, but in the last round you don't even have a chance. He just flings you across the room, which means that he was holding back in that first fight. And now that it's life or death, he's not pulling any punches. This is easily perfect, a much more better boss battle than the Emperor fight. Although I probably believe that he's holding back too, because it's the Emperor and all that. He probably thought that StarKiller wasn't even worth his time going full blast, so his overconfidence is his weakness. I just thought of that. But if Vader can still defeat StarKiller, does that still mean StarKiller's OP? I really hate this term. Like, okay, yeah, sure, he tears down a Star Destroyer. But like, didn't Yoda say in Empire Strikes Back, size matters not?
Size matters not.
Even Coda says this.
You'll never get clear in time. You need to pull it into the cannon.
What? You're insane, it's massive!
You're a Jedi, boy. Size means nothing to you.
And it wasn't like StarKiller took down a mint-condition Star Destroyer, like it's just chilling in the skies, just calmly floating there in the air. This Star Destroyer was crashing into the planet of Raxus Prime. It was a damaged Star Destroyer that lost the ability to fly. So StarKiller pulling it down was the equivalent of pushing a car in neutral. I mean, if you go into Legends, there's tons of crazy powerful characters that use the Force. Luke was insanely powerful in Legends. Even Mace Windu and Yoda were able to do some crazy shit in the 2003 Clone Wars micro series, which in my heart is still canon. And even in canon, there's some crazy feats, especially with the Emperor in Darth Vader's third comic book series, started back in 2020. In the current canon, Darth Vader tamed this gigantic space monster, bending it to his will, showing up the Emperor saying, hey man, I want to renegotiate our roles as master and apprentice. Then the Emperor looks at this thing, flicks his wrist, and kills it. I think that's more impressive than pulling down a Star Destroyer, although it's still cool.